So, hi everyone. Excuse me filming on my couch. I have hoovered it, but I can still notice wee bits and bobs. But anyways, whatever. And what was I going to say? Yeah, I'm just going to film it like this because I'm in the middle of like doing my housework and that, and I thought if I don't film it now, I'm going to be too tired. So, and because I'm sleeping through here just now, this is going to have my bed. I'm going to change my bed, and this is going to turn into a bed soon, and I'm just going to want to fall into it. So. The method behind the madness was I need to just strip the bed, finally get that fucking cover that I have over my duvet in the wash. I've just put the whole lot in because as much as I love that wee dog, I need to just make sure its hairs are not kicking about. It doesn't even molt that much, but what it does, it's like it's just going in my system. So, right, so I've thought about that the last few times because I've been going on about that. That's got to be symbolic or something for some of you. Like, you keep trying to shift the energy or something and it's like reappearing. So that could actually be a person, or it could be like a karmic habit or a situation or a way of thinking or being, but whatever it means to you. Right. Do you know what? I was listening to what they were saying to me. And because it's like that wee dog is just so precious, and I love, like, whenever I helped, like, and it was just because my dad was on holiday, but like, you know what I mean? It's like, I would love to help out more. And, I no doubt will if my dad was stuck or that, or if the owner was, but I will have to take into account that, you know what I mean? It definitely does affect my breathing. So, but it could be, but I think to translate that for if it's symbolic of like other, it could be like, we'll say it's romantic. It's like, you might have love for this person, but you're not in love with them if you ever were, whoever I'm speaking to, male, female, but it's kind of like, it's not good for you. So the way I'm describing that kind of sounds like lust or something. But equally, that could be like, you want to have another packet of crisps, but you know that you're never going to reach your health goals if you keep reaching for the junk food. Because I was actually just thinking about that last night. Like I've literally like that. I love crisps, but when I get them, thinking right, I'll just have them as a treat, I end up eating them. So I just need to go back to not buying them again. Do you know what I mean? But it's just that it's no biggie if you're happy in that and you're whatever. But when you know that you've got fitness goals that you want to reach and that, like, it does mean that you have to be disciplined. And I'm speaking very Capricorn moon right now. But anyway, random, but always means something. So these are the wee bits of paper that I use. Oh shit, I forgot that too. You know what? Things are happening. It isn't perfect because look at my nails. That's really annoying me. I meant the nail varnish is actually literally. I'm sitting looking at it. I meant to just take off the rest of the nail varnish and then paint my nails again, and I just haven't got around to that. But I've got other stuff done. So yeah, I just think you're having to take action and things are far from perfect, but at least you're getting it done, whatever that means. We're starting at 333 Ascended Masters, so let's get a wee bit of paper. I think regardless of whether Twinflame therapy comes out or not, I think it is going to be, or Twinflame messages rather, I think there is going to be some Twinflame messages. It's just because of I watched a film earlier, so I'll just kind of read the notes on the film, we'll see what comes out. The film I watched, I'd never seen before. I kind of thought it looked familiar, but I hadn't seen it before. And funnily enough, it involved like a psychic, but it's called Over Her Dead Body. And the gist of it is like this woman dies on her wedding day. It's a comedy, by the way. I know it doesn't sound it, but because a knife sculpture falls on her. But basically, the guy who she was going to be marrying, sister, takes him to a psychic in the hopes that the psychic's going to say, like, she wants you to move on and everything. But, and you'll have to just watch it and see for yourself. But it develops a storyline where, the woman starts kind of basically haunting the new one because the psychic that the guy gets taken to, he actually takes a shine to her. And so as I'm watching it, I'm always guided to, because, there's sometimes it is, well, a lot of the time it is slim pickings on Prime, but sometimes you'll find like all right ones. It's like Netflix. But I thought, I'm never guided to watch something for no reason. Like, it's always that there's going to be a message that can be weaved in for the collective, or sometimes it's even just something that speaks to me in my own life. Not always necessarily about the twin flame journey, it can be really anything. But I was just kind of like, I don't know why I'm watching this. And then it was kind of like, as it kind of got more into it, I realised, I thought, oh my God, like, this is meant to be symbolic of like a karmic ex, or it could even be a present karmic person, but like, you know, one of those situations where they know it's over and they're holding on to somebody through control, because we all know there's relationships like that out there. But yeah, it's like, but what also spoke to me was like, so that could be male or female, where a karmic ex, especially, I would say, but in some cases, a present person, man or woman, doesn't want you to move on, right? But again, like I said, it's even worse. I looked at 555 big changes. It's even worse if it is an ex and, like, you know, they don't want to be with you, or they know that they can't be with you because you don't want to be with them, but they also don't want you to be with someone else. Again, these are the most toxic dynamics ever. And there's all kinds of reasons why people can be like that. Control issues. Sometimes it can be when there's children involved and they feel they've got a hold over you in that way. But I've known people where that's a thing and there aren't children involved. It's just somebody just doesn't want you to move on with somebody else. Like, they can't accept it over. So however it all fits. But I definitely feel that was what the message was. So that's why I think we do need to use some of the more twin flamey sort of juicy cards. But also, it did occur to me that if some of you do happen to have a twin flame, sadly, in the actual spirit world, so first of all, I'm sorry for your loss, and that will be, I mean, there's no words for how devastating that would be. And I know that actually that is some of you, because some of you have shared that in public or privately with me. But I'm just sort of feeling it could be, there could be a message in that about them giving their blessings. Now, obviously, we can't fully know that because it's a general reading, but you know, if you do feel that speaks to you, it might be wise to book a personal session, like one of the mediumship ones, where we could explore that and see what comes through. But it did occur to me that because the film ends up that the one that's trying to, because you know, it was quite fun. It was quite funny because it had what's his name? I basically love all the films that he's in. I want to say his name's Paul something. I'm going to have to look. Or Mike from Friends, basically. That's what I'm going to put in. Yeah. Paul Rudd, that's right, I knew it was right. Right. So it's yeah, he's so funny. But basically, yeah, like he ends up falling for this psychic, and but the wife, you know, the wife that's in the spirit world is like not happy, so she's like doing all this stuff to like basically annoy. So basically, when I clicked what they were talking about, it's like the psychic is the twin flame, which is, again, that is really quite interesting, isn't it? Because a lot of divine feminines, male and female, are the psychic. I mean, divine masculines are very psychic too when they awaken to it, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that is quite interesting. And the woman, the wife that is in spirit, or rather, it was the fiance that was in spirit, is the karmic energy, and um, and the male lead is the divine masculine. So that's quite interesting though, because a lot of the time when I'm channeling a bit of film, sometimes it's the guy is the, yeah, sometimes it's a lot of the time it can be the other way around. So that's even an interesting. That seems like things are. I don't know. That feels like some kind of alignment. That is, I don't know. I know what they're trying to say, but that is quite interesting because a lot of like the one I was talking about the other day, the woman was the divine masculine. Although we all know that the woman can be the divine masculine too. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. So if you don't, I get what they're saying to me. So, right, some of the mates, the mates, something could be somebody's mates could be getting involved, karmic interference or something. Because I meant to say notes and I said mates. There's no mistakes right here. So yeah, it feels symbolic of karmic exes not letting divine masculine move on. But like I said, it could be present partners where it's kind of dead in the water anyway, but people are dragging it on. Again, sorry for it coming through harsh, but it's a Capricorn moon and that's the way it came through. So what the twin flames willing to do despite so the main point I got of the film was that, you know, the psychic woman doesn't let the ghost, because remember, although it's meant to be a literal ghost, like this could be just the energy. It's why I've got that deck that's got release your ex there, because I'm interested if that comes out. Like, you know, the energy of somebody from the past can have such a detrimental effect on somebody that it's like they're still there. But sometimes it can be physically, literally, somebody's causing blockages and issues. But like, yeah, so it's like, but basically that woman, the psychic, she doesn't let the one, she doesn't let her win, even though she's doing all this stuff, like haunting her. She was like making her stay up all night, like terrorizing her, like just annoying her basically, so that she's like, right, fuck it, it's not. And then eventually she is like, right, fuck it, it's like, I can't take this. And then she moves on to somebody that she settles for, because anyway, that's part of the film too. But actually look out for somebody, a close friend, lying to you to get close to you, because in that film her best friend is a guy and he's saying he's gay, and I knew when the film started, I thought, I bet he's not gay, and I bet he's just said that to get close to her. So it doesn't need to be literally that, I hope not for anyone, but it's like, you know, somebody could be lying to find out stuff and whatever, not, you know, a snake in the grass, not quite who you think they are or something. But yeah, the long and short of it is, you know, at first the woman's like, no, I'm not letting you in, like, you know, that he deserves to move on, kind of thing. Then it's like this other guy that's meant to be in the spirit world as well said, I started saying that 11:44, says to the ex, you know, the ex, like, what is it you really want, right? And you know, I knew what was going to come, because like, if you're in the spirit world, like, you know, you've not literally not got a life anymore. So I knew she was going to say, I just want him to be happy, and that is what it was. So she's like, for Henry to be happy. And then he's like, can you think of what that might be? And she's like, no, not really, like, you know, and that's what meant to be. But it's funny, because clearly she knows it would be for them to be together. She's like, right, okay, fine, I know, like, for them to be together. So you know, then she goes back to the woman she's been terrorized. She's like, look, I'm really sorry, I really want you to be together. And the woman's like, look, I've moved on, I'm with someone else, you got what you want, like, you know, leave me alone, like, I'm not falling for your trick. She's like, no, I'm not tricking you, like, I genuinely do want him to be happy. And then so there's a moment where she lets him, you know, she's like the mediator, and then so he says out loud, you know, to the ex, like, you know, do you really want us together? And then so she says, I do, because remember, they were meant to get married. So she was like, I do, I'm sorry I put you through all of this. And then she disappears. So you see how poignant that is, because it's like, although, yes, I can hear lots of you thinking, aye, right then, that's never going to happen. I think the gist of it, but you never say never, because, you know, people can change and learn karmic lessons. And I do truly feel like nobody can be, you surely can't be happy with that kind of toxic situation going on. You know, that's why I always pray for all the twin flames, that karmic energies that are trying to hold anybody back like that, male and female. You know, I pray for them to find somebody that they love, that's going to give them the love and attention they deserve, so that they're not, you know, chasing after somebody that doesn't want to be with them, or trapping people, or just, even if they don't want to be with them, like, letting somebody move on and be happy. So that's what I felt this film was quite a good example of that. But and then what have I put here? She says to be in spirit, she says sorry, because she knows it was going to be her. Oh yeah, that's quite nice actually. So then it kind of fast forward in the film, and like those two, like the twin flames basically, are getting married, and it's maybe, I don't know, it's maybe a year later or whatever it is, and she's sitting with the ex, and she's saying, like, you know, I'm sorry, I know that was going to be you at one point. And she says, like, I promise I'll do everything I can to make him happy. So that was quite, you know, although it was a comedy, it was quite poignant. But really the whole thing is meant to be a comedy. Kind of remind me a little bit like Heaven on Earth. I think that's what that one's called. But that's got a bit of a twist. I've spoken about that before, because that is very twin flames. And then, yeah, couldn't make it up. The film ended with, I can see clearly now. And I was like, oh my God. So I actually said out loud, are you fucking kidding me? Because I just keep channeling that song, and I feel like I've been doing that for years, and it's just, oh, it gets annoying. And then the one that's symbolic of the karmic, she ascends. So, you know what I mean? Like, she's able to go to heaven because she's learned the karmic lesson to not, you know, you can't hold on to somebody when, well, in that case, she's in the spirit world. But, you know, and literally as well, for karmic people that get involved in the twin flame journey, like, you're meant to learn the lesson with the twin flame, and then you're meant to let them move on to their twin flame, especially if they want to. If the twin flame doesn't want to, that's a different story, you know. But it's kind of like when you can tell that there's like people causing issues. And then she's like, so did I do the right thing? And then whatever, you know, so that was really all I wrote about that. But again, it was quite interesting because, like I said, I didn't know what it was going to be about. So anyway, let us now see. Oh yeah, shadow work. I could see how that would come into that, because that would take some deep shadow work on your part if you are the divine feminine, male or female as well, and the divine masculine, especially if someone is making life hard for you, whether it is an ex, a current partner, friends, like, or family, or a mixture of all of this, or work, you know what I mean? Because the people are causing you so much bother. But there's something there about when you can look kind of deep into the lessons it's teaching you. And for the divine masculine, it's always teaching you to take your power back, like to not let anybody have a hold over you. Because really what I got from the film as well is you can't let the bullies win. Because overall, that new woman isn't letting the old one win, you know what I mean? Like, she keeps putting up a good fight. I can't remember why she kind of momentarily froze the towel in. I can't remember what. I think it was just because the other one was terrorising her. So I think that is symbolic of like how you can get bombarded by, you know, just as you can get amazing signs, you can also get bombarded by like signs like that from from karmic energies. So it's interesting. Right, so what have we got here? Colour healing. Oh, it's annoying when random ones come out of them. Anyway, it's just really to guide what cards to use, but I feel the shadow work one is relevant. But right, the closest deck I've got I'm going to trust is this inner child one. I'll pause it if we need to get other ones. So what do we need to know for the inner child? For just ignore my nails. For either a feminine or a masculine, with what I channeled about the fit. You know what? I think today might just be relaying what I got from that film, to be honest, because that makes sense with the shadow work thing. But we'll just see. Practice freedom, release the weight of judgment. Look at what I was showing. It started raining. Look at what I was sharing. It was like, you know, the whole point of that was like somebody being freed from the shackles of a haunting situation, quite literally. But it is how your past can haunt you like that. Like, people don't let you move on. Masculine and feminine, like I've said before, because I've helped people in this journey for so long, like that. Even if somebody isn't literally contacting you or trying to bump into you or physically kind of, it is scary how from afar, energetically, or like I said, if you're online or something, like how people can keep an eye on you, you know, like karmic people, friends, exes and all that. So judgments that we and others have placed upon ourselves can shackle us, stealing our joy and will to fully embody our life. It is a heavy burden to carry the weight of judgment, and it can keep us trapped in a cycle of fear and blame. If you've pulled this card, it might be time to consider whether you're being held prisoner by judgments. So I wonder if that one's coming out because it's like worried about the fear of judgment of moving on to like a twin flame connection, especially if you're kind of just got out of something or something like that. Would kind of make sense for some, but this could even be you've long been away from someone, and it's just the fear of judgment or the stress you're going to get from being with somebody else. Like, it's again, because remember, I've just helped so many clients with this. It is close to my heart. It's take some time today to reflect on the beliefs that you hold about yourself and your inner child. Write down as many core beliefs as you can, and then review your statements for signs and patterns of judgmental beliefs. A good way to do this is to speak the statements out loud and then focus on the feelings and sensations you experience afterwards. On a separate page, write down all the statements that did not leave you feeling empowered and hopeful. Now's the time to dig a little deeper. Where did these beliefs come from? Why do you believe this is true about yourself and your inner child? Yeah. So again, feels like there's stuff about self-worth there. There's stuff about, I would say, self-punishment as well. No, it didn't say that, but I'm really sort of sensing that, like, well, this is what I deserve, I don't know, that kind of feeling. Right, now I do want to, let's face it, I think the ones that are actually sitting here are going to be the ones I'm meant to use. Now this has got a bit of a Russian roulette, so, oh, my nails are really annoying me. You're so perfect, I would say that kind of, you're so perfect, I don't think I can be that perfect. That's like when I've said before that, yeah, it can go one of two ways. Like, either people put you on a pedestal and then they'll tell themselves, like, when they find out what I'm really like, they're not going to like me. But again, that's looking at things from a distorted lens, because and also it reached 21 minutes, which is the end of a karmic cycle. When you think like that, it's not actually real. It's, if you think about it, it's pretty crazy, because it's like the other person isn't perfect and neither are you. And that's the wee bits and bobs you find out about each other when you get closer, whether it's a friend or definitely if it's like a lover or something. So, yeah, so that is not true, people that tell themselves that. Although we're from the same soul family, we're in totally different grades in our life lessons. Again, that's one of the harsh ones. So for some of you, it could be the case, or this could be talking about the past, that this person just wasn't on the same page. But interesting, I had a synchronicity about that today, like that's very common with twin flames, that like someone actually literally could be ready before the other. And that's when you've got scenarios where you could actually tell your person how you feel, and like you either don't get the response you want or you don't get a response at all on the twin flame journey. But it doesn't mean that, like, several years down the line, or sometimes if you're lucky less, the person might match your energy. So just keep that in mind. I know we've shared past lives together because you're that connected. You're the right pet. Yeah. Oh my God, I love it. See, I never used this deck. I used it yesterday, but that I'm like, yeah, it's not that you're the wrong person. You're the right person. It just wasn't the right time. God, that's nuts. That's blowing my mind. You've made me closer to spirit, and for that I'm eternally grateful. Yeah, I think that's in the past. Somebody was like, they weren't where you were at. Wait a minute. We'll push these up here for the thumbnail. But now I think this could be somebody like ascending to where you're at. Where's the collective of feminines at? Or at least someone that's going to connect with us. Gifts, joy guides, yeah. There's celebrations, and that's the celebration card from the other deck is on the thumbnail of today's Twin Flame Therapy. I'm just laughing. That looks like a tip fist, just like me peeling it off. And also, it's like I've still got this. Yeah, I'm not going to zoom in, but I've still got the bit of Sudocreme because it's like a bit of my nail was hurting. But anyway, see what I mean? Nothing's perfect there. But anyway, I get what they're saying, because that card's came out about being perfect, and it's like, because that's annoying me, because like I do like to have my nails, well, not perfect, but I like to have them painted. But yeah, I think there's celebrations coming for the feminine. So if you're not in that, just know that it's coming if you resonate. Masculine, community, and reverse. Oh dear, again, spirit ancestors. So have you thought in the other one that I've put out earlier, we had community in reverse from a different deck, and now we've got community in reverse again. So I would say this has got something to do with masculine, male or females, that are leaving a community, an actual community, whatever that would mean, or a group of people. So that could be a friendship group, a family, it can be whatever, but it's like, it can be a mixture, but it's like leaving more than one person, and gifts come, because the thing is, this is a masculine energy altogether as well. Like, divine masculine, your feminine energy, like, attracts gifts and celebrations when you honor your feelings and put boundaries up with a toxic group of people, or and this could even just be in a situation where you're like, I'm not putting up with that. It doesn't mean like you never see these people again, but it might just be like, I'm not putting up with that treatment, so I'm taking myself out of the situation. If it keeps happening again and again and again, that is where it leads to, I don't want to be around these people. But you know what I mean? It's just giving another perspective. It doesn't always need to be like that, as like, that's it and you're away. But in some cases, let's face it, it is that. But right, let's see. So I just want to see if Release Your Ex comes out. What have we got from this? Honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. But you see how interesting is that? That film's about a couple that are getting married, and then obviously it doesn't happen because of what happens to her, right? Honeymoon and it just doesn't happen. But then a year later, he meets the new person who's the twin flame in this scenario, and he gets to be happy. And it's like, obviously, and I would say, because that film's about she's in this, but I would say we change that example to be, and the ex is happy too because they've moved on. Like I said, we're just playing make believe here, but this stuff can happen. So that's interesting because that's often a karmic card. But look, embrace temptation. I'm sure that came out the other day like that. Embrace what destiny has in store for you. Think carefully about the situation. I think that some of the masculines that have seen the feminine as like a temptation and somehow is like a bad thing before are starting to see that, oh no, this is actually my destiny and this now is the right person at the right time. Yeah, because look, there's the wedding card peeking out, which, remember, it just means union in this case. The situation involves marriage, so it's union. You deserve love, you're lovable. But I mean, actually, for some, it could be literal whenever that is relevant because of what I've just said about that film. Like, you're lovable, yeah. And then this is always the fuck my life card because he's like, I can't believe I done that to you. And he's like, yeah, it was pretty shit at the time, but I do forgive you. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. And so, like I said, the past can be whatever painful things people have went through separately or what you've went through together. And yeah, and it's a period of getting to know each other again, or for the very first time. For the very first time. It's a dance song, isn't it? As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens, because it's very common that twin flames hide who they really are from one another until you don't. Trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith, because there's a lot of chemistry that is unmatched. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. This could be the one you've already met at a romantic party. See, a lot of you know this. When you're watching this, you're like, this totally resonates for somebody from my past that I've been in separation with, but it's going to end because I pulled it out in reverse. Time apart from your partner's horizon. Someone's like, yep, I've had enough of that. I'm ascending. Your love life's ascending to a higher level of commitment. Again, we've got engagement and we've got marriage. This can just be signs of union. We've got past life relationship, again, from a different deck. You've known each other before. This is what this person's waking up to, that it is safe to love in this connection. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all and release your ex. There it is. 2 decks together. I've had these 2 decks together for years and years and years now, so I've just kept them like that. But I knew that was going to come out. The chances of it coming out were still pretty slim. Somebody's had to heal from a past situation. And like I said, for a select few, might be a little bit rawer than, ex. It could be that people are literally leaving other people because it's not right. But usually that's when someone's been over for a while anyway. The time has come to clear your energy. And oh my God, that's what I said as well. Yeah, because children involved. Your love life's being affected by children, or it's healing your inner child, and make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. But like I say all the time, just because there's children involved, children aren't meant to be a life sentence. Children are meant to be a beautiful light in your life to teach you karmic lessons too, right? But they should never be used as pawns in a game. And that is what a lot of people do. So, I'm pointing out the obvious, but we all know that can happen. Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. Yeah, free yourself. It is time to take control of your life. Divine timing is at work in your love life. And let your friends help you. Ask and accept support from others. All I would say is just make sure that your friends are helping you, because look what's there. Pay attention to the red flags and labyrinth. So some of you have got friends that are helping you bring this together, and some of you have got ones that are red flags, walking red flags. I'm literally healing. I'm literally healing, I meant to say. I said I'm literally healing. Like, you're trying to heal and they're confusing you. So pay attention to that. It keeps coming through. But it's a karmic lesson. Let love show you how to learn from each other. Like, to let you weigh up. Am I going to believe these people over my twin flame? And sadly, some of you have and do, until you're like, wait a minute, they were lying. It was a test. Wow. I was starting to say that, and then the card said it, like, before I turned it over. Your strengths and weaknesses are being tested, and you may have failed the first time, but I feel a lot of you are passing with flying colours now, because you're seeing all the signs. You know that it's real. Watch out for the signs leading you. You know it's true love. And you're setting boundaries with the karmic energies, which in that case sounded like karmic friends. That's the group in reverse. community universe rather, having sensible boundaries is important. And yeah, I feel there is a heart-to-heart conversation coming very soon. And I'm just going to end this here because I'm going to eat my tea and I didn't want to make this too long. So like I said, yeah, bits and bobs will speak to you however it speaks to you. But I'll see you tomorrow. I've got to get up very early because yet again I've got another electrician coming to just, and again the ironic thing is the hot water actually did start working again, but it just, yeah, it felt best just to come and check it over because it's just, why is it doing that? On off, on off. But I did think it's another sign. Something's on off, on off. Like my water was like a couple of days it was off, and again it's confusing me because it's, should that not be a plumber? But no, there's something electrical. So anyway, I think that's just another wee sense of humour from the spirit world. So the electricity between twin flames and all that. Anyway, I'll leave it on that note. See you later.